As we step into 2025, it is the perfect time to rethink our routines. As a mom, I have learned that habits can really make or break your day, whether it's finding time for yourself or just making sure that your family life runs smoothly. So today, I will be sharing 10 habits that I am bringing into 2025 that are not only going to help me, but make my upcoming year even better. So let's dive into the 10 habits that I am going to bring into 2025. And I really think that anyone, not just moms, can benefit from these. So let's get into it. Okay, so habit number one, you've probably heard this before, but it's something I definitely want to implement. Not using my phone when I wake up. Now, I have made excuses for myself not to use my phone just because my sleep patterns are all messed up due to my kids. And sometimes I find myself just laying in bed, not being able to go to sleep. And so I'll scroll, check my email. Like, I don't even know why I need to check my email at the crack of dawn. Like, there's no reason for me to check my email. Like, I literally go through every app and check it just because it has become a habit, and it's a bad one. I feel like our brains should not be turned on and stimulated like that so early on. I will give myself a little grace in this area because there are times where I really can't sleep and I just need to focus on something else. So I will do that occasionally, but honestly, I do not want to make this a habit. We cling to our phones so much. It's just the world that we're living in right now. And I feel like we need to find ways to reduce our phone usage. So definitely do not want to start my day off with the phone. So habit number two kind of goes along with habit number one, reducing my screen time, aka social media. For the most part, my screen time is a lot of social media consumption. I am a content creator, so I do find that I'm on social media a lot more, like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. As a content creator, I have learned that I like to consume other people's contents, especially if I find it relatable. I also like to engage just because I understand the nature of content creation. And so I try to engage and show love to other people. And so I have found that in doing that, it's creating a habit of scrolling on social media more often. And I don't like that because it becomes like a habit that I constantly do, and I feel like I don't need to be doing that. I can probably time block this, either like giving myself a window of time during the afternoon and the evening or whatever. I think that'll be more helpful. Also, if you're an iPhone user, you will typically get a screen time message on your phone on a weekly basis. I think that's a really good way of gauging like how much time you're actually spending on your phone. I know that I watch a lot of YouTube while I'm working. I listen to podcasts and stuff like that. I'm not talking about reducing those. I'm just talking about social media in particular, like just watching videos and stuff like that. So that is what I'm more concerned about. So I really think using something to monitor your screen time is definitely going to be helpful. And also, if you spend less time on social media, you have more time to dedicate to other things. So, like, as we get sucked into social media more and more, we tend to compare our lives to other people. And that can be a very slippery slope. I think I do well when it comes to this area. I have trained myself a little bit not to compare myself because comparison is really the thief of joy. Like, I want to be happy for those who are in different circumstances than me or have other things that I don't have. I like to switch my mindset. Instead of being envious or jealous of other things that people have, I try to show support and just really be genuinely happy for other people. Habit number three is prioritizing prayer and gratitude early in the morning. This is so important, especially if you are on a spiritual journey, you're trying to grow your relationship with God. I think it's so important to prioritize prayer, and I myself am guilty of not praying enough, or some days I honestly don't pray at all. And that's something that I'm trying to change. Now, if you're not into prayer or you are not religious in any way, that's okay. You can still express gratitude and just be thankful and grateful for what you have going on in your life. Important to recognize all the good things that we have, the small and big things in our lives, and it really helps us to have a positive mindset and just Start the day off on the right foot. Think pairing prayer along with gratitude is going to be very helpful for me, and just developing that habit of not only talking to God, but also just thanking Him for all the things that I have, recognizing those things in my life, as opposed to focusing on all on the negative things or the bad things that are going on, things that are not going right in my life. Number 4 is walk and or get out more. Now, this has been a goal of mine for the longest. I am a stay-at-home mom who works from home, and I am home literally like 95% of my life. I am at home. I am a true homebody. I wasn't always like this. Though I love to be home, I do think it's healthy to get out more, to breathe the fresh air, just to get out of your scenery, even if it's with my kids. I just want to get out more. I know during the winter time I struggle with this. A couple weeks ago, I didn't even realize that I had not gone outside for 9 days. 9 days. I was like, what is happening right now? And I noticed that my mood, my patience, all of the things can be severely impacted by just not getting out of my house. And I think it's so important, even if it's just for a walk outside. Move your body. I'm a huge advocate for moving your body daily. So whether I'm walking inside, but ideally I want to be walking outside, I want to make that a priority. Habit number 5 is saving more money and spending less money. I feel like this is a problem that a lot of people have. We spend, we overconsume. It's like the time of overconsumption is like at an all-time high. We do not need to be going into debt for like silly things. Christmas just passed, and I really was like, I'm not trying to go into debt just for Christmas. Like, this is not a habit that I want to have. And I noticed that I'm finding it difficult to stay out of debt. I find myself getting into debt, and then I get out of it, and then I get right back in. I don't want to do that anymore. For years, we were a one income family, and I made it work. And once I started making my own money, I started to splurge a little bit. Now, I'm going to give myself some grace because I was treating myself, and there was just a lot of things that we need, especially as new homeowners, right? I noticed myself, like, as soon as I get a thought in my head about something that I want, I run to Amazon. Amazon is like, me and Amazon go like this, okay? And yes, I tend to spend a lot of money on Amazon just due to the fact that I don't get to go out shopping and do all those things. It's just more convenient for me. It has also created a really bad habit. So one thing I am going to start doing, or that I actually have started doing this past week, is creating a want list or a wish list. And I might do a little bit of both. So in my notes app on my phone, I'm going to create a want list. Like, every time I see something that I want, or I'm like, oh, I could use this, instead of going to the website or going to Amazon to add it to my cart and being tempted to actually buy that, I'm going to put it on the list, because chances are it's just an impulse buy. It's not a need. It's not a necessity. And just because you have the funds does not mean you should buy it, okay? I'm gonna repeat that. Just because you have the funds does not mean you need to buy it. I started a shopping wish list on Amazon. So I'm adding things on there for myself, but also, like, if somebody asks me if I need anything, or it's my birthday, anniversary, whatever it is, I have a list of things that I can just send to that person and be like, these are some ideas of things that I would like. Habit number 6 is decluttering every season. This is something that I am truly terrible at. I just get overwhelmed by all the things, all the clothes, all the toys, all the things that we have in the house that are not being used, by the way. I just want to get more organized. So I am going to learn to declutter after every season. I'm not going to overwhelm myself and do everything in the house. I'll just take a look around. Like, my priorities are going to be clothes and toys, and then I'll see how I feel and then branch out to other areas in my home. But I really don't want this to be an overwhelming process, because I want it to be a habit that doesn't consume me and overwhelm me, because I already got a lot of things on my plate. Habit number 7, setting alarms earlier than I want to wake up. Now, I kind of already have been doing this. Now, recently I did a video about waking up at 5 a.m. and just so I can have a little me time. This is basically where this is stemming from. Having me time, having time to wash my face, just get dressed in the morning without feeling like I am just dragging myself out of bed to get these things done. I want to have different alarms, not for every day. Every day I will not be waking up at 5 a.m. Although I do think it's beneficial to wake up an hour or two before you have to start your day, before you get your kids ready. It doesn't always work for me. And so it really just depends on what's going on with my kids and the nighttime routine and all of that stuff. And if it's 15 minutes earlier before I have to get my daughter ready for school or whatever it is, make sure I wash my face, because sometimes I don't even want to do that. Like, I am just dragging myself because I am in the trenches, deep in the trenches of motherhood. And it has taken me a long time to actually prioritize myself, my appearance. So I think it's so important to give ourselves extra time. It gives us like that mental space to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to do something for myself right now, even if it's the bare necessities, just before I jump into what I need to take care of. Habit number 8 is creating a sleep routine for myself. My kids have a sleep routine to some degree. If my kids have a sleep routine, then why don't I? Like, struggling in the sleep department all the time, and maybe I need to try different things to help me sleep better. Honestly, sometimes my kids do sleep well, or they don't give me trouble getting them to bed, and then I'm the one struggling to sleep at night, and that should not be happening. Like, I need to create better sleep habits, and I know that I can only control but so much to put things into practice and stop being lazy. Because sometimes it's out of laziness, or I'm just so tapped out, I'm so burnt out and so overwhelmed with everything that I just don't want to do anything. And I think I need to start adding some things to my nighttime routine. So whether it's supplements to help me get a better sleep, whether it's just doing a little pampering, a little skincare, I don't know, whatever it is, I just have to look into different ways of doing that for myself. It may not look the same every night, but something that I can implement, whatever it is, just to make it a little more comfortable and peaceful for me to get some rest. Number 9 is creating a weekly reset. Now, I'm not talking about cleaning, because I like to clean throughout the week and not necessarily save all of that for the weekend. I do think that I need to plan better for the week. So whether that's creating meal ideas for myself, work and activities for my son, because I'm kind of doing homeschool school for my son. So I find that I kind of wait till the last minute for these things. Also planning out like what workouts I want to do for the week, or what type of things I want to do for myself throughout the week. Yes, I work 9 to 5. I'm taking care of the household. I am solo parenting the majority of the time. And I need to create some type of balance so that I'm just not rushing, or just, I need to reduce the chaos a little bit. Saturdays and Sundays, I need to prioritize thinking ahead for the week, whatever that may be. And lastly, habit number 10 is learning new hobbies. This is something I tend to not think about. Yeah, I have learned to create new habits like reading. This year I am about to finish my 14th book for the year. So when I talk about creating habits, finding a way to practically add those to your life, like, you are going to see change, right? Really embracing my motherhood journey. I have found that I need outlets. And sometimes it's not realistic for me to go outside and find other outlets. So I need to find ways to do things for myself at home that are just for me and that are going to make me feel good, that I'm going to learn more, I'm going to grow more, and just enjoy more. New hobbies, things to try out, increase my knowledge in a certain area. So those are my 10 habits that I am bringing into 2025. I wanted to focus more on habits than goals. Those will help me to achieve goals in my life. You have to be realistic with these things. You have to really pay attention to the type of lifestyle that you have and just work with what you have. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. If you're not subscribed, join the little family that we have here Also, let me know in the comments what habits you will be bringing into 2025. I'm so looking forward to the new year, and I pray that you have an amazing 2025. Just remember to focus on the things that you can control. Life is going to happen regardless. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the new year. Bye.